Okay, so as we have finished our continuing in-service video series, I hope that was helpful. We have a discussion in front of us about revising our benefits package. I want to give you a couple of options. We're going to discuss some issues affecting how we're going to reduce the spending that we currently have a little bit out of our control on insurance premiums. So thank you for being here today. I hope I can keep your attention, and let's get right started. In the state of Mississippi, there are 3 counties that lack access to primary care. 3 counties, 0 doctors. Yeah. So the issue becomes that if you work in that area, or if you live in that area, the best place for you to access medicine is the emergency room. There's no continual charting. You'll probably see a different provider every time you visit, and you're going to get to wait unless you're in an acute emergency. It's also not the best place to treat things like a sinus infection or strep throat. Maybe you have food poisoning. Whatever it is, I want you to be able to be healthy because that definitely helps you perform in the workplace. But when McDonough and Adachi in 2015 evaluate in defense of the employer mandate what our options are, it's easy for us to wonder, how in the state of Mississippi do we operate a business in the Delta that's forward-thinking? How can we take better care of you as our employees? And what do we do to encourage you to take care of yourselves? So we'll enter the exam room, we'll consult our resources, and then ultimately fill the prescription so that we can understand that we do have options today. We'll begin with that piece of research again. So McDonough and Adachi in 2015 began to evaluate that in defense of the employer mandate, there were other options. So it's not just enough to say that you need to begin providing entire insurance coverage. It sort of eschews the conversation of what about being able to more easily reach a doctor. I want you to think about the last time that you had a sinus infection. I know that it hurts, you don't feel great, don't want to get out of bed. You certainly don't need to be in the emergency room. Did you call your doctor and have a conversation with them? They probably know a little bit about you. If you're like me, I've always had ENT issues. I've dealt with that for all of my life, and it's kind of like this dirty trinity. It happens in October, it's generally around in the spring. So it's a consistent pattern. They're comfortable over the phone giving me an antibiotic, patting me on the hand, and letting me know I'm going to be fine. But what if you don't have that kind of provider relationship? Or what if that had never been an option for you? Do you have a smartphone, or do you have a laptop? You probably do. There's generally one in your pocket, or there's probably one in front of you. If so, you have everything you need in order to access consistent primary care. So let's talk about bringing that into the workplace. Amwell has created a kiosk clinic. I bet you can find 20 square feet in the office. And if you can scrape up $5,000 to $7,000, we can install an Amwell kiosk clinic and provide preventative and wellness services alongside acute medicine visits through telemedicine. And here's the benefit of being able to see the doctor in the workplace. Remember those 3 counties in Mississippi that don't have access to preventative care? Remember the previous discussion that we had about how difficult it is to manage wellness here within our own state? Then think about being able to bring yourself or your children, anyone who's covered by your plan, to be able to see the doctor. Now maybe you work part-time. Did you receive full benefits? McDonough and Adachi addressed this concern and speak of telemedicine as a way that we can bridge the gap, providing full coverage, in most instances, for part-time employees. So it's fine, maybe you weren't scheduled that day. No one's in the booth. It's easy to visit with these practitioners. It's easy to establish a working relationship with them because they begin to understand what it is that you're facing and can evaluate those concerns on an ongoing basis. If it is an acute condition, like a sinus infection, my favorite example, it's easy to treat that. If we need an phlebotomy kit, you probably know someone who's diabetic. It's pretty easy for you to prick your finger, measure your blood sugar, and a small kit can be installed that takes a self-collected sample to upload for processing at Amwell's data center. It provides patient privacy because if you've received a shot at the grocery store or Walgreens, you know that they have a screened off area. The clinic looks sort of like that. It's translucent, so there's light coming in, enough for you to have a conversation, but space where you wouldn't want to hang out or take a nap in it. And it's a great way for you to meet with a doctor and receive a non-traditional benefit. But even if we don't have that sort of resource today, the benefit of providing this sort of benefit through phones, laptops, or whatever other service that you'd like to extend is that if you reduce the utilization numbers on visits to the emergency room or the amount of care dollars being spent through your insurance plans directly, you can reduce your premiums. Divest that funding into wellness, turn it around into any other savings. You can think of a million things, I'm sure, to do with the return on that investment. But the bigger picture here is that your employees are happier, healthier, and hopefully more productive. So let's say there is an illness and they need to fill a prescription. One of the problems in accessing prescriptions is that there's a myriad of options where you can choose different levels of coverage, either that you're going to have to purchase things at cash prices, that maybe you're a member of a wholesale club and are able to buy things at steep discount. I don't know what your individual circumstances are, but I'm here to provide you with an immediate solution. It's called Blink. If you are on any medication, if anyone in your family is on any medication, and select pet medications are now covered by this program, you can sign up for a free Blink card. And if your employer is willing to sponsor it, and I hope that you'll be willing to sponsor this for your employees after today, you can add a predetermined benefit as a prepaid benefit to their card, be it every biweekly pay period, monthly pay period, quarterly, whatever's appropriate for you, allowing for them at cash prices to purchase hundreds of thousands of generic medications between $7 and $10. Concrete examples like amoxicillin, $7.34 to fill in Oxford. I went to Kroger and filled Bliska-Pro. It was $6.34 the last time I looked it up. 100 of different things that you can provide, but a different way to do it when you're reducing the amount of funding that costs your traditional pharmacy benefits when you look at the issues that are going to come across day to day. So it's easy for you to access these services. We understand that there's a profound benefit in allowing people to see the doctor in the workplace. And when we establish a culture that reaffirms the value of each employee, their wellness, their performance in the workplace, we meet the employer mandate and take it a step further. The investment is so small. If it helps us turn down our costs, if we can decrease premiums that are paid annually, then these coverage benefits that provide a unique and adaptable solution for each employee will allow us to enrich lifestyles and encourage people to be more productive while performing business, allowing us to generate better productivity in the